Chi Creation, Love and Light, Part 7. So, Jupiter, one of the sun's chakras. Um, so, when we consider that how the sun split, it became everything. It's more like we look at how light comes through the prism, and that's how the sun created this reality. And in doing so, it split. It became everything all at once. Or it is everything all at once, but when it's split, it's showing you the different aspects of itself. Like we spoke about the sun and the moon being the beginning and end of time. So the chakras may be showing part of a creation process. Um, like we have 7 days of a week, so 7 days of creation. In a reflective kind of look at it and stuff like, there's a lot of symbology in there. So I think a lot of how the world presented is kind of symbolic. Like with the, everything's a reflection, all that kind of thing. Um, so when we look at this, if we consider that this is one of the aspects of its early stages of creation, so we're talking about the energy ball, how we create energy ball with his hands and we compress the energy with two hands. I'm holding my phone. So as you create that energy ball, you visualize two balls. You imagine like one being squashed when you're squashing it, but at the same time as you're squashing it, the other one's expanding because you're putting all that energy in. It makes it expand, but you're condensing one of them at the same time. And so when that one's expanding, it's filling with energy. It's the same as the condensed one, because it's just being condensed. It's expanding now, and then so all that density is still there, but you're pushing more energy in. So as that expands, it's becoming more dense at the same time. So once it's expanded, you squash it back down, and then the other one, which is what already squashed down, will expand whilst you're squashing that down. So it's a continuous flood of energy in that kind of sense. So in the same sense of how we looked at our stars created, you know, expansion and contraction, and as it keeps doing it, it keeps getting stronger and more powerful. So eventually it creates a conscious realm within it and stuff. So as it's expanded, and then it shrinks down. Let's say, like, because we're creating this energy ball, all this energy is going into it, and energy's it's all about potential. And so maybe the even like God source, the sun, created a lot of matter from that energy ball. Like astral matter, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, we're talking about source, aren't we? God, in that kind of way. So, like, for his ability to do such, you can't say it's impossible. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, when we consider what an energy ball is and stuff, and when you look at, like, a human, you know what I mean, with their aura and what's inside there, like the heart and the spark of light which is within it, then you can see there's something, you know what I mean, in that kind of way and stuff like. But that's like in a spiritual sense. But we have that physical body to house it as well. So it's a bit of both, isn't it? It's like the yin yang in that kind of sense and stuff like. So this is the creation of that yin yang. So it expanded and then it shrunk. And when it did do, it's kind of like all the material. It may have even been enough material for it to create a glass dome around it. So now, when it expands and contracts, and all the material that's in there, it can't get out. So it's kind of like because it looks like glassy, you know what I mean, at sides. I'm not sure if this is like an authentic photo. You know what I mean? Most of them, but I'm not convinced with and stuff like. Um, but also curious is the eye of a storm. So, you know, it looks like a wood knot in that respect and stuff. But it's also got that colour for the sun. It's darker in the middle. So, in a sense, this is more symbolic in ways. I don't know, there's other aspects to it as well. You see, like, you got these spots here. It's like dark in the middle, like, you know, black. So it's like showing you that black hole aspect of things. Expanded, contracted, expanded, contracted. Are these different days? You know what I mean? Like, is this a time zone, this line? You know, all these lines, are they all different time zones? So when you look at it on different parts of it and stuff. Is that like the sun again? And the sun, you see there as well. It's got white in the centre. There's more I want to say about that as well. Like why you can see it for its position or whatever and stuff like. Um, I think it's like I say, symbolic in a sense. It's like showing you, it's telling you what it needs to in a way. So it's always presenting that in that kind of way. We'll get to that, I think. And so here we're seeing this cross section. Um, and that's how big the car is. So if we consider that that's actually the sun and all this is part of the expansion, that creates where the dome is in that kind of sense and stuff. So we've got that relationship, which that is not too dissimilar from the size of a car. So also, if they're the same size, then that's also like the same size as how they depict the globe Earth. I know we're not on a globe and stuff. That would be the bubble of consciousness, and we'd live inside there, and that's where the flat plane would be, which there's more to add to that as well. But I mean, I've explained it in previous episodes of this series. This one it seems to fit a little bit better. You know, in terms of size and stuff. But it's also got rings, so this is part of your development of the rings in that kind of sense. You know, like with Saturn, but much more developed, aren't they? So you think about like the different time zones and that aspect of Saturn, and because like in spirituality, like time's got a different, there's a completely different understanding to time in a way. It's, I kind of think in one sense it's irrelevant because like you can go back time, you know what I mean? Because it's like you're having this spiritual experience of it. Like water's got memory, so it's like your Akashic records are in the stored in the water, you know. So, you know, it's kind of similar to time travel if you experience it that way, you know, the memory of it. So more rings, and then once we, uh, as we address like the micro macro aspect of it, if this is the chakra, it's all is one. So this is the sun as well. So if you consider the sun and all the orbital paths, right, you've got this little ring. In the previous episode when we showed like the rings out of the like beyond the solar system, like the asteroid belts, the Oort cloud, all that kind of stuff. And you had your planets like Mercury, Venus, and Earth, or maybe Mars. I guess we're excluding Earth, aren't we? To be going around there. So then you had your other planets, Saturn, Jupiter, as such, going around this part. So it's got a similar pattern, and maybe that'd be like the Oort cloud or whatever is supposed to be further out. So it's like it's repeating the information. So would it be just one of them in center in terms of relevance? And that's how far the dome would be in that kind of sense. If that's flat, and then you get your dome. So we'd live in that area. I don't know. You stretch it out because we've only seen half of it, haven't we? So it's about that wide, which makes sense. With it goes along with the previous images because it showed you about that Bigfoot car. And this is quite curious as well. It creates these patterns, and so this one will turn. It won't. I'll zoom in. Yeah. You got that, and then you got this and this. So when we turn it, it's that way up. So you got your spot at top and your spot at bottom. You got your center line here in between these parts. So then, like your ladybird, it's got a spot at bottom and a spot at top, and then it's got its center. So that's about the horizon line, all that kind of thing. Oh, hold on. So it's another way of showing what the macro is when we're seeing those two circles. This one's a bit blurry, but what did I want to say about it? Oh, the colour. So I'm looking through Google Images, and I know they're not like proper photos and all these kind of things and stuff. And you got one blue, you got one in yellow, and so we're showing these different colours. So there's different phases um, of the sun and how it shows the different chakras. So it's appropriating the right colour with it. There might be a reason why they've done these colours. I don't know what it is, but there are these, and these are quite interesting. It's like the thermal, or I think it was thermal imagery kind of thing. So we're detecting these heat areas and stuff like that. So we've put the image of Jupiter in. So the centre fluctuate as well, so they're not always the same. But that could be a technology issue. But when you get these kind of images, and it looks like a bit like a spaceship off a, what's it called? Space Invaders. Well, this is what we're getting apparently. Now, they can't see these areas unless we do this. So there's, what I mean. If you use a telescope, you just see one star, but you won't see these things outside. But again, when you twist it upright, it's showing you that aspect of a realm. Well, radio waves. So again, we've got this one. How it differs from other ones, but again, the different states, aren't there? But this, it shows you that it's quite interesting. It's another image of it. Let's see. It looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? There we go. So we've got that black hole shape going around it. Also, you've got your teardrop shape So like your peacock feather, which has also got the sun in the centre of it. Quite often, a lot of stuff which is written down, it needs rethinking. And you know what I mean, to like understand what we're looking at. We don't want to get distracted by what they're saying. So we know a lot of it's not on the same page. As another example. So again, it'd be more like that way up. So that'd be your top and your bottom. So your flat plane should be there, and then you get your domes. So it creates a reflection. So like we said about like seeing the sun, when we look up at the sky, we're seeing a reflection. So that's like showing you how big it is, you know what I mean, in that kind of respect. I mean, the circuit got wider, but still, you know, I doubt this is a photo either. And also that looks a bit dome-like as well, you know, so, you know, for it to create a reflection and such. So yeah, it's showing you that's how big Earth is. So if Earth is the sun, then we've got the same size, it fits in that respect. And also the globe's melting. It looks like it's on fire. So again, the example of a feather likeness. So again, it'd be that way. So you'd see that that's the top, that underneath. So yin realm, yang realm, all that kind of stuff. So you're acting your higher self, and that's the way to live your life. Acting your lower self, and you'll descend down the ladder. Oh, also, because it's like the feather, then it's exactly the same as the roll of a wave. It's good, so you can see it like a tunnel. So you look down it, you know what I mean, and that's like the whole of the tunnel. So the wave comes over, creates all these teeth, rib lines, all that kind of stuff. So then you can see how the wave matches up with the light frequencies, and so the spiritual matchup of what it has to find in that kind of way. So for all the previous Origins of Life series, basically. This one, I'll go along with it to begin with. Right, it's from top, so it's almost like the black hole, where you've got all the light coming around the side, and then it seems to be like invisible in center, like you can see underneath it, apart from the splashes and stuff like. But so it's similar, but my issue is it doesn't look like a photograph, does it? It's like, you know, the planet is, I call it a planet. It's like the graphics get worse as you zoom in, and also like the night side of it is quite bright. You know what I mean? So, you know, unless it will emanate light will coming in from within it, at least to a certain enough glow, so it would be the sun within it, and it kind of it wouldn't go completely black on one side or whatever and stuff. But no, I'm not convinced it's a photo. It's just interesting to point that out in that kind of sense. If that can be shown again in another picture or something like that, but I'm not sure. So that's where we were last time. See the split, whether it's water causing it but at the same time it's a matchup because that's what the sun does or did to create reality. Again, it looks like an artichoke or whatever it is you get from supermarket. So again, you get the 2 dots. Spike. 2 dots on there. The sun. Or it could be moon. Your ladybirds with the black and then the light coming round it. And quite some detail as well, you know, like oh, I forgot. We've got this.
Neptune is shrinking every day, and the reason might surprise you. The planet radiates more heat than it absorbs, causing it to slowly contract over time. It's gradually becoming a smaller gas giant. Neptune is shrinking every day, and the reason might surprise you.
So it's shrinking, it's contracting.
The planet radiates more heat than it absorbs.
And it radiates more heat than it absorbs. So if heat's emanating from it, you know, like, you know, this is like another example of one of the stages of the sun before it created the realm. So its chakras are in those states. There must have been like critical, crucial states of growth, which is important for, say, like you compare it to your organs. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like you've got natural qigong in your body, and you? Like if you yawn, you know, that's kind of form of a qigong. Your heart beating is qigong in itself and stuff like. So like the natural qigong and all that kind of thing. So your body, like throughout the day, Shaolin monks would get up at about 5 o'clock in the morning and they'd train for 2 hours. They'd work on a 12-hour clock, so like the entire day is just 12 hours. So like it's 2 hours, two of one of our hours would make one of theirs. So say by the time it's 2 o'clock in the morning for me, that's just 1 hour in a sense. So if you only divide the entire day into 12, then that's what we're looking at. That's how I don't know if we still do it or not. I don't know. I think we'll do. But so 5 in the morning, which is like 2.5 of our hours, 5 of our hours. The lungs, the chi is naturally using the lungs and stuff kind of thing. So that's the best time to do your training and all that kind of thing. So they'd train early in the morning and stuff. And then they'd meditate for the next couple of hours or whatever, and all that kind of thing. But each part of the day, each part of those 2 hours, which they consider 1 hour, so there's like 12 sections a day where there's a different routine that your chi's doing. Like there's one for your heart, and I went on to about the death move on one episode, didn't I? So it's like those hours that you're at that regulation and stuff, that kind of thing, of a cheese kind of flowing to exercise your heart, make it work properly, you know, and all that kind of stuff like. And it circulates around your body for the next couple of hours. It's doing it there, it's doing it for your stomach or your liver or whatever and stuff like. So it's a crucial point in the day for your heart to have that exercise. You know what I mean? It's a natural thing which just happens on its own. And so all those different aspects of that, they must be related to like these wandering stars. and how they affect us and stuff. Because with light, the frequencies, I'm fully convinced that they do. What I mean? They affect us in ways and stuff. Like the moon, it affects the emotions. So like in the Flat Earth Tides video, how it affects. It's more to do with the light than gravity and such. What else did it say?
Causing it to slowly contract over time. It's gradually becoming a smaller gas giant. Neptune is shrinking every day.
Rings. It looks like an earlier stage. Also, curiously, it's got a dark spot and a light spot as well. I don't know what that means, but the dark spot, it's kind of like, is it repeating that same thing again? Like the one on Jupiter, like the Eye of the Storm and stuff. So, yeah, like that, your horizon line. So compare it to that. That. It's not a good one though, is it? No. Never mind. That one's better. So you got it there. That's where we first saw this in G Creation early in that series. So white alt froth that breaks up from water. So I'll zoom into it. It's not picking it up very well in ways. Like the brightness takes away some detail sometimes. Once again, it looks like you got stars in here. I mean, I could say it's just water splashes, which, it's potentially both. It finds that matchup, so it uses it. So you get it there, you get it with its eyes. There's more I wanted to say about Jupiter and its spot. It's been a couple of days since I was going to make it, but it looks like a atmosphere, like your laser atmosphere when it sinks down and it's kind of cutting the image. There's also water that does it as well, but it looks like a setting sun in that way. So, Mars, sun or moon. And these are quite interesting. Not got long left, but you see the sun, it's split. It's stretching and splitting that way. But at the same time, you see this circular area here, like this black, like cutting into it. So then you get like the waves coming over. So that's like the there's a black circle there, and that's like the sunlight going round it as it's split. You're seeing it take that form in a way. And so again, you got the sun or the moon, with it being white, and you got it in the middle again. And it's something it repeats. And this one, it's on there, and you got your perspective lines, and so that looks like height lines as well. like if we could measure the height of the sun in that kind of way and stuff. Also looks like there's a bird. It looks like fire there. I mean, you know, it's lightly water and just look at the sunlight catching it and stuff. But yeah, there's more I want to add to this as well, but I'm going to have to leave it here because otherwise my video's going to break up. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.